I just got goosebumps. Just with that again.
To do a dangerous thing with style is what I call art. Style is a difference. A way of doing.
Right about now, I'm shaking. He comes up out of the floor. Oh, yeah. All right, so. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you something. In life, what I learned is that a lot of times things don't live up to the billing. It could be a TV show, a movie. People are bugging about this damn movie and they're like, oh, this movie rules. You got to see it. And then I watch it. I'm like, yeah, it was okay for me. It's kind of like how I felt with The Hangover. I think I saw it too late because I had heard from so many people how great it was. When I went and saw it, I was kind of like, yeah, it's funny. Oh, no, I'm thinking of the wrong. No, I'm thinking of Wedding Crashers. Hangover was funny. Wedding Crashers. So many people came to me, Tom, you guys see Wedding Crashers. You'll love it. You'll love it. And I saw it and it was funny and I laughed, but I didn't roll like everybody else did. So I think I probably heard about it too much. So that happens. It happens with concerts and stuff. The other thing in life I've learned is sometimes it does live up to the billing. And this, my friends, this lived up to the billing. Those of you that have been watching me for the last year and a half, regularly, not even regularly, whatever, even if you see me once talking about Harry. But one thing you've got to know is that Golden is my favorite song. Golden is my favorite Harry song. Golden is one of my favorite songs of all time. It is number one on my Ultra playlist. Golden is... It's the song for me. I think it's one of my favorite songs of all time in the history of music. I'm talking Sgt. Pepper's here, man. I'm talking about the Reflex. I'm talking about my favorite faves. Golden is one of those. So I put out a tweet and I asked some people, hey, what do we think the opening song is going to be? The majority of people thought it was going to be Golden. I thought it was going to be Golden. I thought there was an outside chance that it would be Treat People with Kindness. I'm going to get to that in a second. But being there in the arena, what you just heard, that when that, it's almost hard to put into words. And I know you know exactly how I'm feeling right now and how I felt that night. I was shaking. Luckily with these new cameras, like it has like an anti-shake thing because I was shaking and I'm surprised how good the video looks. And I'm not talking about like my job of it. I goofed. It was the first song. I should have turned it this way and I was zooming and I didn't know what I was doing. My later videos, I have videos of other songs like Only Angel. I think I did Lights Up. I did a couple other songs that I really wanted to get, that I wanted to capture and stuff. And then the outro of Kiwi. We'll get to that. It's crazy because it's almost a blur and almost at the same time, I remember every detail. It's such a, this concert will stick for me forever because it's the first Harry show I've ever seen. It was the first show on the tour. It was just magic. It was magical. I feel so fortunate, so grateful. And you know who you are. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you on this, to go to this show. And thanks to everybody that's been, if I had the funds, I almost could go to every show because everybody's been offering me a seat and stuff. And you know what? Doggone it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. I really should start by saying that. Thank you so much for all the love and everything on that. And I'm going to try to get to as many as I can, to be honest with you. This was an incredible experience. I'll never forget it. It's going to be one of my favorites of all time. This was goosebump factor. I can only put up there with a couple shows, and this is as far as me getting goosebumps and chills and the shakes, the heebie-jeebies. Like this show is one of those. Anyway, for him to open with Golden was just perfect. It was like poetry. It was just everything, man. And I almost hate when people say that something is everything because I'm like, how can that be everything? This was everything. This was everything. Golden. So I tried to do as best job as I could, but yeah, I had it in the wrong way and stuff. So I apologize. The video's out there. If you haven't seen it, it'll probably show up in your thing if you're watching this. So, or will it not? But I tried to do the best I can. The other videos I think are much better because I feel like I got into my flow. You know what I mean? Because I don't really film stuff at concerts. You know what I mean? Because I just want to watch, and I wanted to on this, but this was special, man. I had to. I had to do it, man. I had to get some of the stuff, especially the opening. I mean, when the lights went down, I didn't care what it was, but as soon as you heard that signature thing there, oh my goodness, yeah, oh man, I was worried because I was like, oh my god, and I was worried that the camera was gonna pick it up because I must have said it 100 times. I was like almost just whispering to I just, oh my gosh, it was crazy. So show wise, the new band. Well, it's not a new band, but there's some additions and some subtractions to the band. So I thought that it was so tight. It was so good. You talk about well-rehearsed. Oh, my gosh, were they good. I'd like to start with Sarah, of course. And in the golden video that I put up, you can see there was on the screen, I zoomed in. And I just wanted to get a lot of her playing. And she's so amazing. I thought she was, first time I ever saw her on Sledgehammer, I thought she was amazing. Ever since. Seen her live up close to see. There was so many times I was just kind of staring and watching her nuances and the way she works the hi-hat. She is incredible. She's one of my absolutely favorite drummers. I love the way that her style is, it's just amazing. I've said this many times that, or if you don't know, like drums were my first love. So I've been playing drums since I was, as long as I can remember. And I've learned theory and everything. I've learned to read and all that stuff. So I've been playing, and I didn't just play like self. I learned how to play the drums, and how to double stroke, and triple stroke, and all that stuff. Anyway, I always say I feel like the thing she does. I do feel like out of almost any drummer I've ever watched, that she's like the one I feel like. The decisions that she makes is almost every time, like, gosh, that's what I would have done. Like her work on the hi-hat, the rolls that she does when she comes across, she's like, because she just isn't like, do. She doesn't do that. She's like, do. She puts these little paradiddles in there, and she's incredible. She's incredible. Anyway, so watching her on where her drum set was the side of the stage I was on, and it was just amazing to see her live up close. I'll never forget that either. Nayo was also right there, and it was weird because I thought the first half maybe of the show, I felt she was a little subdued. I felt like even seeing her facial expressions, I felt like she was singing, but it didn't seem like she was like I don't know what to say. Obviously you're into it because how can you not be with everybody screaming these songs and Harry's right next to you and stuff, but I don't know. But man, that second half and in the end, she was so energetic, so much fun to watch. She had the biggest smile on her face, and maybe it's one of those things. It's the first show. You're making sure, hey, we're on. Everything is on. We're tight. We're going, and then now let me relax and let me just get into it because I could see myself doing that too. I mean, there's been shows where the crowd is a little bigger than I was used to. If I played like 5,000 people, 2,000 people, whatever. If you're used to playing 1,000 people and you play 4 or 5. It's a little intimidating. So I think for me is when I go out there, I would make sure the first 2 songs, like I'm on. Maybe I didn't try to jump as high, because I don't want to roll my ankle or something. So maybe that was that. I have no idea. Obviously, I'm not in her head. I don't know. But I can tell you, second half of the show, she was jumping, she was running. And at the end on Kiwi, when they were doing the thing, she was just going out there and just engaging the crowd. She was amazing. Mitch. Bitchy. That man can play guitar. I mean, that dude, it's not just his playing, it's his look. He's got the whole, dude, I adore Mitch. I mean, and the other thing was what I didn't expect, and maybe everybody else knows this or have seen it before. I've never seen it in any of the footage. Obviously, this is my first show, but in any of the footage I've watched. But on the outro solo of She, when he came out, walked down these steps, because there was these long like catwalk platforms, he went out there and just shredded his solo. It was something so special. Again, I'm goosebumped. My hair is standing up thinking about it to see him get that moment. The spotlight was on him. And Harry just stayed up with the whole band and kind of in the middle of everybody and just doing his thing because he had a guitar on too. And he went out there just by himself and did it. And it was just an incredible moment as a guitar player. It was an incredible moment to see him do that and get that spotlight. And it actually made me love even Harry even more. I mean, if that's possible, but it really did, because it's like, hey, I'm going to hang back and let Mitch go out there and do that. I don't know. It was great. It just gave me such a great feeling. I was so happy. My cheeks hurt so bad by the end of the show because I was smiling so much. I couldn't help it. My throat hurt. It still hurts a little bit because I was trying not to scream. How can you not? I mean, when Only Angel came out, I was just like, I just couldn't help it. It was so good. I'm singing Adore You. I'm rolling, it was, that's the other thing too, is going to his show and knowing like every word to every song. It was just like All of You Do. I didn't think at the beginning that would happen to me, but I've listened to both albums so much that it's an afterthought. It's like back of your hand, you just know it. It feels innate at this point. Okay. So, the new bass player, I don't know any of the new people's names, and I know I should have done research, but yeah, I just got back in town. Okay. I just flew in from Vegas. So I'm a little whatever. So I'm trying to do my best to get through this. And my voice, I'm trying to get through it and all that stuff too. So bass player, I thought she was really good. I thought she was really energetic. She was smiling the whole time. It was such a great thing to see. She was engaging. I was trying to listen for the bass, and it was, if you were there, it was boomy. I mean, the bass was very, very loud. So it was hard for me to discern like all the notes and stuff. But what I will say with Adam is one thing I was thinking I would miss, and I did miss. I felt like he was very melodic on the top end of the bass guitar and stuff like that. And maybe she was. I wasn't watching her as much as I was watching like Sarah and Harry, to be honest with you. But I felt like there was a lot of low end root notes and stuff like that, and it was boomy, which really fit because there was some moments where it just crashed. It was like thunder. It was great. It was great. Her stage presence wise too, man. She's just. Yeah, man, she's a pro. You know what I mean? She's a pro, and she just worked that stage, and I thought it was great. I thought it was great, and what I'm looking forward to is seeing more live footage, so I can really just kind of lock in. Because you guys know I love the bass guitar. I love breadcrumbs and stuff like that, and I just really want to get to see it. The way I've kind of locked into Adam sometimes when he plays the bass, I love the little things he does, and I have a feeling I'm probably going to love it too from her. And then the two new gentlemen that joined, I don't know their names. I saw an awesome picture though. They were sitting in front of like an MGM sign. I believe it was after the show, maybe. Maybe it was a little lion. Awesome. Let me tell you something, man. So there was a big bass drum, a big kick drum, and he was boom, boom, boom with Sarah, and they were doing it. It's a great addition. And percussion wise, it just sounded so it was so full. Like there was wind chimes, it was, rim shots and it was awesome. Great addition to the band. It sounds so full. And then the other guy was playing piano and the keys and stuff like that. And again, it's just having these synths and everything is like an underlying sound that if it was gone, you almost like, wow, that it seems bare. Now it wouldn't be because you had, when you had Charlotte and stuff like that, there was other sounds too. So it's not like it was extra full. It's my first time seeing it in a live setting like that. So it's possible I would think the same thing, with prior members or whatnot. But from my experience, what I saw, this was amazing. I mean, the sound was so full. And at points in the set, man, it got like really, really like real funky. I mean, Sarah was just doing her thing and she just grooves anyway, and Mitch was just, on the guitar and, now with the her and Sarah with the harmonies and it was just, it sounds so good. If you're going to the show and going to one of the shows or whatever, you're in for such a treat. If you've seen them before, I'd really love to get your take on after you see them now, if there's any differences that because I don't know. I can only hear what I hear like through my monitors. It's just not the same. It's not the same. All right. Let's go. Our man Harold. Do you remember when I said, like, he just has it, and he has it all? So now I've seen him live, and I've watched him. I've watched live concerts, live footage of him. I've seen him. He's always bounced around. He's always jumped around. He's tripped a couple times, that kind of stuff. He has fun. He interacts with the crowds. I mean, he does his things. He really does. He has something so special. He's magnetic. What I saw, the guy I saw on Saturday, he's that plus. He's that plus. He's got, I really do feel like he's been working on even stage presence. He already has it. I've already said that. He already has it. There was a different kind of confidence that I felt like I saw on Saturday. And I'm not talking like shows where you play a show because you do hold it back. It's not the same. You know what I'm talking about. If you're on SNL or one of these award shows, you don't, it's like you don't have that full on thing. It's like when you see them in an arena, like in their own, it's like being at home, like you're playing at home. Like that's an away game. When you're in your own arena, like type of thing, that's a home game. and I've seen some of those concerts, those footage, and it is amazing. I mean, like, when you watch the Kiwi stuff, there was almost something, even when he wasn't moving, there was this confident swagger that is, like I said, the line between confidence and cocky, not cocky at all. Like this guy he just has it. Just the way he was moving and just the little looks and just it wasn't even have to be, whoa, I'm flailing my arms. It wasn't like that. It was just kind of a, oh my gosh. I was screaming, it was just, he had me, like, they say wrapped around your pinky finger, the whole audience. But if you've been to shows, you'll probably say, hey, he's always had it. And he probably has. But I'm talking about just seeing it on a YouTube video. I know you don't get that same experience. I just said that. But from what I saw, it was like that and then some. He's growing. Everything's growing. His voice, his stage presence, everything. I mean, in 5 years from now, I mean, I don't know, man. I think we could be looking at one of the great performers that goes down. That's kind of what I feel about it. I mean, I really do. The boy's bad. I mean, the boy's bad. And we walked out, and I was walking out. I was just like, like in awe. And people were coming up to me, hey, Tommy, that, and I'll tell you about that too. But, hey, what'd you think and all this stuff? And that's all I could say was the boy is bad. I mean, that's all I could think of. That's all I could say because the boy is bad. I mean, he's so awesome, man. All right, let's look at, his hair rules. And I just like everything, his facial features, even any facial hair. He just looks cool. I loved his, he had like a vest on. So it was like, you've seen the pictures, man. I have to tell you, outfit he had on. It was just perfect. And he came on, he's just, and he was into it. You could tell when the crowd would pop, he would pop. I want to talk about some of the biggest pops of the show, though, before I go. Obviously, the opening of Golden is, that's the pop of all pops right there. It was like ear-piercing loud. It was so loud. I love it. Only Angel was a huge pop. Treat People in Kindness was a huge pop. I mean, that arguably, if you were there, I mean, tell me what you think. I felt like Treat People was that might be the biggest pop of the night outside of the intro. And it maybe even rival that. I mean, it was so loud and energetic. And then he had one, they had the rainbow flag. And I couldn't tell, did he have that there? Because somebody said he had that there already, but I thought it came up on stage and somebody threw it up there is what I thought I saw, but I'm not 100%. I'm sure there's video I can go watch. And he was aware of it. And then he picked it up and it was so loud, but then somebody threw a second one and he picked that up and he just kind of went, wah, and he had him in his hands. And it was so loud, but I swear I could almost hear him scream and he wasn't by a microphone. It was so loud. The rush was so loud. It was loud when he was running with them, but when he stopped, he did this moment and he put his arms out and he just screamed. That was loud. And then I think the other big pop, the end of the show. It's the whale, man. The whale. And yeah, he ran into the middle where he had his water and stuff and he took a big swig. And I think everybody was like, okay, he's going to do it. Yeah, because you don't know with COVID. A lot of people were saying that he probably maybe not do it or whatever. He took that big swig and I was like, I think he's going to do it. And it was, getting to the end of the show and he did it. And it was the pop of the crowd was just, it was crazy. But I'm trying to think of any other thing. I like the catwalks. And at the end, it was almost like a disco floor at the end of the catwalks and stuff like that. It was, I loved it in the round. That's perfect. I hope that everybody gets to experience that in the round. That was, I love that. Even though he was facing the other way, I mean, you have the band right there playing and you can focus on other people and stuff. And the screens are large, so you get to see everything. It was just so good. It was so good. And they, the band members were coming out and doing their thing, going out to the catwalks and stuff. It was, man. And at the end of the Kiwi, Harry leaves. He gives his kisses, his goodbyes, and he runs through and stuff. And somebody sent me, they're like, hey, this is my only photo because I put a call out there yesterday on Twitter was I'm going to be writing an article for Sound Vapors and I wanted to use photos. I don't want to use like the photos that get published. I wanted to use your photos. So I put a call out there and said, hey, if anybody has great photos, please send them my way. DM me, tweet me, and all that stuff. And so many people. Oh, actually, I'm a little overwhelmed. I have hundreds of photos to get through, and I'm going to be looking at every single one. But somebody sent me one. You know who you are. And this is the only photo I got. And it's Harry kind of like, when he's running out. It's a great photo. I think I'm going to use it because it's just, it's a great shot. But there are so many great shots. And so many of you are so kind. You were tagging photographers and people that put up really good stuff on their Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that. So thank you very much. I've been in touch with a ton of people so far, and for what I've saw. But like today, I'm really going to buckle down, look at all of them and stuff like that. And unfortunately, if I don't use yours, I mean no disrespect. It's an article. You can only put so many photos, and I can't put hundreds of photos. But I want to say thank you so much for even reaching out and stuff like that. And I'll reach out to everybody. I'll contact everybody. I just want to kind of put that out there. So thank you for that. But there are some, boy, you guys, man, some of the photos that you got that you've already sent to me. Oh my goodness. Amazing. I can't wait for you guys to see this article because I'm going to put them in there so you can see, see everybody's kind of point of view. And maybe if you're on social media, maybe you see it because this stuff does get around. I mean, at one point I stayed at the Signature, which is like down, it's MGM, but you take these hallways and stuff. And there's this, not an escalator. I'm not sure what you call it. It's like, where you across the floor. I'm not sure what that's called. It's not an escalator though. It's like, whatever. You go sideways. You know what I'm talking about? At the airport. The airport, you walk fast, like you're in a time warp or something. I'm in a time warp. So I was going across that and there was all the tour buses outside the arena and I just put on my video, I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, well, I'll put that on TikTok. And then with TikTok, it has these, I feel so like, because I don't know what I'm doing on TikTok. I just joined a little while ago, so I really don't know what I'm doing. But there's like these little emojis or something, and it was glowing. It had like lights, and it was hairy silhouette. So I put that on there. I was like, oh, I'd like to put that on Twitter with the hairy silhouette on there. But then I put Golden as the song behind it, and I don't want to put it on Twitter because I don't want somebody, they'll send you a thing, like a copyright, and say, hey, you can't do that or whatever. So I don't want to get in trouble. So then I figured out, this took me, you wouldn't even believe this. I actually went and got a coffee, was sitting there, how to figure this out. So I put it into like iMovie and stuff, or I think that's what's called. And I was able to take out the sounds. So I was like, oh, okay, thank goodness. And I didn't keep the original sound because people were talking, A, as I was going by, and then B, I wanted that silhouette on there. Okay, so I put it on Twitter. And that thing was crazy. So I put it out there and I went to get breakfast and I set my phone down. I got coffee. I took a sip and it was like a minute later. I opened it. It was like 1,600 likes. I was like, wait, whoa. What the heck just happened? So if you're watching this and you're like one of those like update accounts that retweeted that, thank you. That was crazy. That was nuts. And so anyway, the point I'm making is this stuff gets out there so much. So I think you probably saw like some of the photos I'm talking about, but like just my little video of going across the the cat or not the crosswalk thing, whatever it's called. Wish I knew. I mean, like you can look on Twitter and see, like, I guess it's impressions, how many people saw it. I mean, within 5 hours, a couple 100,000 people viewed this thing. It was crazy, So, and it's happened on my Twitter before where, like something got out there and it was just kind of a crazy thing to see, but I don't really intend for any of this stuff to get out there, but it was just, seeing the tour buses. But you know what I didn't think of? How excited everybody was to see, like I did a tweet of the calm before the storm. These are all the tour buses. What was there? 5 or 6? There was a ton of them. It was like, rolling, man. This was a fleet. This was awesome. So I just was surprised how many people were so excited to see those tour buses. And it wasn't something I intended to do. It was just like, oh, cool. The buses and stuff. So I think that's, whatever. That's how it works sometimes. So, but yeah, I wanted people to see the tour buses, of course. And I think a lot of people saw that, just the way people are seeing these photos. So you're probably going to see some photos in the article that have already went viral on social media because some of it keeps coming into my world. Every time I go on to Twitter, somebody's tagging me or showing me, hey, did you see this one and stuff, which I appreciate. Please do it. I love it. The other thing I'll say is weekend wise, this was pretty, this was pretty crazy. The whole weekend was a great weekend. I met so many nice people. People were very, very friendly coming up. I did a little bit of a meetup and stuff. I put that on Twitter. So thank you everybody that came out. I met so many nice people. And then throughout the whole weekend, we didn't get photos. It was just so many people coming up. And so I just want to say thank you so much. If I missed anybody, because there was at one point, like my shirt was getting tugged a lot and people like, hey, Tommy, it was just, I was trying to say hi and I wasn't trying to be, I think you guys know me by now. Like I love it. I want to talk to everybody. I appreciate you so much that you watch this or you follow on Twitter or you're a patron, any of that stuff. So I almost feel like it goes without saying, but I just want to let you know that. But so if I missed you, because like I was in the concourse of the arena and stuff, and somebody had DM me, and she was like, "Hey, where are you? I want to meet you." And I was like, "Yes, I definitely want to meet you right now." So I was like, "Let's meet on the thing." And I couldn't think. I was trying to think of the word corridor. Anyway, I couldn't think of concourse or corridor, so I was like, "Come meet me in the hallway." And I was like, "Yeah, we get it." So all of us watching this get it. So as I was walking, it was, oh my gosh, it was so packed to get through that concourse, like a concert is. And that was a very strange thing because a lot of people, like I said, they were tugging my shirt. They were like tapping me on the shoulder. Some people were kind of turning me and stuff. And hey, Tommy, they were like, oh my God, you're here. And, or hey, you're Tommy Mars and that kind of stuff. So that got a little crazy. And I just want to say, if I missed you or I didn't get a chance to say hi or whatever, because I tried to stop and talk to everybody, but it was happening so fast. You know how it is. People are shuffling in and by. Some people didn't want to stop and say hi. They just want to say, hey, how you doing? Or hey, I watch your video or something like that. Excuse me. Or they follow, this throat. They follow you on Twitter or something, or they're a Patron or something like that, or Instagram. So then I got over to her, and then we hung out for a couple minutes, and we took a photo, and it couldn't be nicer. And that's what I want to say is everybody was so nice. It was such a pleasure meeting each and every one of you. I didn't have one bad experience at all. I thought everybody was it was such a great meetup. It was so nice. And then, in fact, I was talking to a couple of people and somebody's like, hey, kind of came up and she was like, one person was like, hey, hey, Tommy, how you doing? It's like, I don't know, like you watch the videos and I feel like we already know each other. So it was like almost just seeing like an old friend. It was weird. And then somebody came up, she was like, I know you're Tommy Mars. Who are they? It was crazy, man. It was a lot of fun. And it happened all over Vegas. Like I was eating breakfast and, I was next to a table and it was two ladies there. And, it was that thing, where, I was eating and stuff. And she kind of just looked at me and smiled. And then I saw her lean into her friend and then both of them looked, it was that thing. And then her friend was like, she's like, are you Tommy? And I was like, yeah, hey, how you doing? And she's like, oh, we watch your videos and stuff. And I was just like, God, that was just so nice. So it seemed to happen everywhere. I mean, I was walking down the strip and there was like a guy who was just like, hey, you're Tommy Mars. I was like, yes, I am. Who are you? And oh my gosh, I think his name was Jesse. I can't remember. I'm sorry. So anyway, thank you for that too, because the whole weekend just turned into, it was a hairy weekend. It was just great. And then I went back, and I didn't post this because I didn't want to bring any sadness, but I'm going to tell you guys this, and then I'll go. I went back, and I filmed the same spot, and the buses were gone. And I felt sad, man. My heart felt sadness. It was weird. It was like, it's not over, but it felt over. Like the same parking lot, buses are gone. And I felt a little empty. And I don't even know if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense, but I did. I felt a little empty, like the morning after, like, you do on the morning after, but I really did. I felt empty going across the same crosswalk thing, moving, and I don't even know why I did it, but I just did. I felt like empty. It was crazy. And I even feel empty thinking about it now. It almost felt like that protection was gone in a weird way. It was so odd. I don't know. All right, man. Thank you so much for everything. This was such a great. I hope I wrapped it up. I don't know if you have more questions, leave them down there. I'm just doing this off the cuff, so you can tweet me, DM me, whatever. Leave the comments below if you have any questions, or if you're like, hey, what about this song, or did you see this, or whatever. If you have any Vegas questions, what else stuff, just please feel free. I'm here. I'm here for it. But thanks again, and everybody that's been following me on this journey. I don't think it's a crescendo because I'm not done. Like, I'm not going anywhere. But because HS3, when that drops, I mean, we're going to do our thing a lot, like every day. But for right now, that's like the crescendo. That's going to see him live in person. First show, Golden's the opener, Kiwi's the ender. It couldn't have been better. It just couldn't have worked out better for me personally. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you very soon. I'm going to be doing some other stuff. Oh, actually, here we go. Do you notice this guy? Do you know who that is? Yeah. So actually, you know what? You should go follow me over on Twitter, TOMMYMARZBAND, Tommy Mars Band, or subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, and I might even announce it today or tomorrow. I got an extra shirt or two at the show, and I'm going to do a giveaway of one of these Love on Tour concert shirts. And I'll have all the details, kind of what I need you to do or whatever, okay? So that's going to be coming up. I probably should put this at the beginning of the video, but I'm terrible at this, as you know. So yeah, just subscribe to this channel or go follow me on Twitter. Probably go follow me on Twitter because that's where I'm going to be announcing. That's where I'm going to be running it out at, is Twitter and stuff, okay? So if you want to get on that, make sure you do that. It's a great looking shirt. All right. It's your boy, Tommy Mars. I'll see you next time. You guys stay golden.
She's all over me, it's like a bakery,